LeeAnderthal, guys. Good old LeeAnderthal has regrettably and admirably performed in his role as this week's tap dancing tosser.
Well done.
Congratulations,
Absolutely pathetic. Because he sort of disappeared from my periphery a bit of late. As I said on last week's show, I don't really go on Twitter much anymore. I just sort of, post my links on there, and then I run away. But when I did go on there to post a link, his latest rant popped up on my feed, and I read it, and I felt compelled to address it. This is what he said earlier on today on X. So, this happened today. I'm sorry, I am going to do a sort of, ambiguous. It's more of a Yorkshire accent, isn't it? I can't really do LeeAnderthal. So, this happened today. A man shouted fascist right into my face. Now, that we don't condone. Guys, not on board with that. Don't run up to LeeAnderthal and call him a fascist to his face. Either him off behind his back like I do on the internet, on YouTube, or if you do want to call him something to his face, call him bleached Frankenstein. Or go get a milkshake. Or reconsider those options again. Like those are your options, okay? He then says, I then politely told the man that I am always interested in feedback from the public, and I asked him why he thought we were fascists. Now, do you believe that he was polite?
I made some comments about Mayor Khan in London. It makes me feel sick to the pit of our stomach knowing that little weasel, pathetic, cowardly, spineless little man is running our...
This decision should be thrown in the trash can along with Rachel from Accounts' CV.
I want my country back, and the country I'm talking about would not tolerate this nonsense.
Do we actually believe that? Do we believe that, like, a bruiser like LeeAnderthal politely responded to that, did he? Told him he's always interested in hearing feedback? Politely inquired why he might have thought that we were fascist? I reckon he told him to fuck off. I politely told the man that I am always interested in feedback from the public, and I asked him why he thought we were fascists. Like, I'm sorry, I do not subscribe to the idea that Anderson has the concern or intellectual curiosity to ask this guy why. I just don't believe that. I don't think he even possesses the intelligence to know that he should performatively ask the guy why. I think it's beyond him. I think he's just impulses and synapses. I think he would have just told him to fuck off. I am always interested in feedback from the public, and I asked him why he thought we were fascists. There's only two ways this is true. Only two ways, as I can see it, is number one, he was being followed around by a TV crew. Or two, he's being really fucking sarcastic here. Like the guy runs up to him, he's like, "You're a fascist!" And then LeeAnderthal is like, "Oh, come on then, let's hear it, well, go on, tell me, why am I a fascist then?" Except he's drawn a sort of faux earnest veneer over the top. It's snarkasm is what I think he's like, "Moi? Moi, a fascist? Heaven forfend! For I am always keen to get the public's input, the public's perception on my parliamentary conduct. Please do! Tell me if you or any of your friends or my constituents think anything that I've done or not done could possibly, perversely, open my office up to speculation that I may have, in one of my lesser moments, been something resembling fascistic." Like, it's that! Isn't it? That's what it is. I asked him why he thought we, as in Reform, were fascists. And his reply was, "Because you're all racists." Okay. I then asked him to highlight something that we had said or done that was racist. And he said, "Everything." Which is, look. Let's talk about this for a minute, shall we? If this is true, if these are the exact words or near exact words that were exchanged, then I don't think it's particularly good of the guy that's calling him a fascist. I do think if you are going to square up to these guys in public, I think you got to bring your A game. Like, it is no good calling him names, and then when he challenges you, you say then he's something else, and then when he probes you on that, then you go, oh, everything. You know, because that's basically what appears to have happened here. Again, if we are to take LeeAnderthal at his word, and how else could you take him? He calls him a fascist. And he says, well, why am I a fascist? And the guy says, because you're a racist. And he says, okay, well, can you tell me something I've done that's racist? And then the guy goes, everything. I'm sure it's coming from a good place. And I do think these people need to be called out on what they do and how they behave and the things that they do and say. But I just don't know if it does any of us any good to see one of us being accurate and yet somehow still being outsmarted by Lee Anderson. It's Lee Anderson. Please just think it through first. The last thing we need is to lose the intellectual high ground to Lee fucking Anderson. Guys, please think it through first. And like, you know, it's fine to have a blank moment, you know, to have a brain fart, to in the heat of the moment, not remember all of the things that he and his party Reform have done. It's fine, because firstly, that's what I'm about to give you in a second. We're going to touch on a few of those things, so you're armed, so you're ready for that encounter, that interaction, should it arise in the future. But secondly, if you do blank out, that's what the milkshakes are for. What? No, that's not okay, eh? That's definitely not what we're advocating on this show. Do not milkshake these people. They go low, we go higher. We go modestly, not that much higher, to be honest with you. They go low. We try, we give it a good shot. We try to be better, but you know, sometimes it's like go gadget civility. Then he says, I then asked him if he had any clue what he was talking about, and he answered, I'm a professor. Of course I know what I'm talking about. I mean, I did warn you that the accent wasn't, you know, tip-top today. I congratulated him on being an academic, once again asked to provide proof of anything to back up his claims of us being fascists. And he walked away saying, because you're all racists. And then he finishes off, he says, I say, that's all they have to say. So, I thought, you know, should some of you bump into Lee Anderson, I thought, here's some examples. Here's like a top 10 of either Lee Anderson or Reform's fascistic and racist best moments. It's a veritable greatest hits, so it is. Could we get some music? At number 10, Jonathan Kay and Mick Greenhow, both parliamentary candidates of Reform UK, were forcibly dropped after the charity Hope Not Hate found tweets by the pair that could be categorised as derogatory comments about Muslims and black people. Greenhow blasted, we should remove Muslims from our territory. In at number 9, it's Andrew Parker, who was canvassing in Clacton, who allegedly used a racial slur about Rishi Sunak and referred to Islam as a cult. This week's number 8 is George Jones, another representative of Reform, who described the LGBTQ plus pride flag as degenerate. In at 7, party leader Nigel Farage uses the C slur to describe a Chinese takeaway. In at 6, an advertising campaign that the SNP and Scottish Labour described as blatantly racist. At 5, the fact that Reform is a company, not a party, which means even party members who pay £15 a year for the privilege are denied their democratic vote in how the party is run. At 4, or the crushing of dissent by way of ejecting Rupert Lowe as soon as he exhibited the temerity to challenge Baron Farage. Yeah, it's pretty fucking fascist. At 3, Lee Anderson himself allegedly threatening the travellers community. Yeah, some have called that racist. At 2, Lee Anderson ridiculing and disparaging the England team for acknowledging racism and doing their part, playing their role in drawing attention to it. Like, how dare you try to fight racism? I mean, academically, you could definitely make a case that fighting people who are fighting racism is itself pretty racist.
Pretty racist. Pretty racist. Pretty racist.
And finally, at number 1, the time that Lee Anderson claimed Islamists had got control of Sadiq Khan and he had given away the city to his mates. A line that was seen as so disgustingly racist adjacent that it was too much for the Conservative Party. Even the Tories were like, that's a bit much, Lee.
Just